everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick Sands, and today we're doing something a little bit different. First off, it was a beautiful day out, and I was not about to stay inside all day. So me and my baby, say hi, Cora. We decided to go for a quick walk. Didn't really have anything planned for today, and so I decided I would introduce a new segment I've been thinking about for a little while now, and that segment is called Life Lessons with Nick Sands. I guess in reality, these are things that I'm going to want my kids to know, and I need to put them somewhere. And I spend a lot of money on video equipment, and so they might as well go on YouTube. Today, what I want to talk about is people, or more importantly, the three types of people. And these are the three types of people that I've noticed there are in the world and how they interact. The first type of people are the smallest group of people, and that's people who are content. And content people are just people who are happy. They feel as though they have achieved what they need to achieve. They don't feel a sense of wanting to do more. I think what a lot of people are gonna think when they hear that is wealthy people. So people who have made so much money that they don't have to work. But that's not the only type of contentment there is. Personally, I know people who aren't rich. They live a very normal life. They have kids. They go to play softball on the weekend, and they're not striving for more. They're happy with where they are. I've known homeless people in my life who are happy with the circumstances they find themselves in, and that's totally cool. In fact, in my opinion, contentment is the best place to be, regardless of the circumstances surrounding it. If you're happy as a homeless person, what else could you really want, honestly? Most people spend their entire life chasing it, and I'll never get it. So if you've gotten it, just take a minute to reflect on how amazing that is. I didn't plan this, but that is a perfect example of someone who is very content with what they're doing. Moving on. Now, the next group of people is actually two groups of people, but we'll get into that in a second. The next group of people is people who are not content. And this gets broken down into two groups. We have people who will do whatever it takes to reach a level of contentment. Is that what I wrote? No. People who will do whatever it takes to become content. And this is the worst group of people. People who want to make everyone else miserable too. Let's face it, the vast majority of people do not want to be where they're at. They want to do more, they want to be more, they want to have more, they want more. That is the baseline human condition. Sometimes this can be used as fuel to push ourselves to the next level. And unfortunately, sometimes it can be turned into anger, or it can be turned into resentment, or it can be turned into a bunch of nasty emotions. I gotta turn around. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if humans are meant to be happy for long periods of time. When you finally do achieve the thing that you want, the normal reaction is to want more. And so you get caught up in a vicious cycle of just never being happy. If you can break that cycle, you absolutely should. So let's talk about that first group of people. The first group of people, the people who will do whatever it takes to get happy. That comes in a lot of ways, right? Again, it's not tied to how rich you are. There are plenty of rich people who are miserable. There are plenty of poor people who are happy. I don't think that feeling of wanting more is tied to any sort of financial system. I think it's tied to something internal that I don't understand, frankly. And this is not an apology for billionaires or all the shitty things they do. So don't take it as that. I'm just saying, when Bill Gates wakes up in the morning, he probably thinks to himself, how can I get more money? Am I rambling? I think I might be rambling. If you are working in a job you hate and you're trying to find a new job, or you're trying to start a business, or you're working a side hustle hoping to get further, or you volunteer at a nonprofit on the weekends, this is your group. If you want to try and get more, then you are in this group that I'm talking about. And the problem is that getting more, getting somewhere else, doing something, creating something, even being good is hard. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of luck. And most people are going to spend their entire life trying to get more, trying to push themselves to the next level, trying to reach contentment, and they're never going to get there. And that kind of sucks. And what makes it worse is this third group. The people who are miserable and want to make everybody else miserable too. And we have all seen them. We all can probably name 10 of them. No matter what you say, no matter what idea you come up with, it's always wrong. People who will always poke holes in your dreams, people who will tell you you can't do it, people who will tell you your ideas are stupid, your ideas are trash, people who will tell you that you deserve to be where you are. And the problem with those people is that they are broken. A lot of times they are miserable. They don't know how they got miserable. And figuring out how to get out of that, figuring out how to reach a content is hard. And I don't know, they're either unwilling to do the work or they're so lost they don't know how to start. And seeing you achieve something, seeing you do better, infuriates them. It hurts them because they can see that you're going somewhere that they can't follow and they can't figure out how to follow. And these people crop up all over your life. Sometimes it takes the form of a parent. Sometimes it takes the form of a relative. Sometimes it takes the form of a friend or a boss. It can take many forms, but it's always the same. And I want to be very careful here because this does not apply to people who want to see you achieve, but are willing to criticize you. Sometimes they can be hard to tell the difference, and so you have to be really careful about who you label as a miserable person who doesn't want to see you succeed. But when you find them and when you realize that that's what they are, the only option is to cut them out like they are a cancer. You need to do everything you can to distance yourself from them. Because the thing about negativity is that it's really easy. It's super easy to find flaws. It's super easy to criticize. It's super easy to break things. Hold on, I need a diagram here, 1 second. All right, so let's say this is you. Now let's just say one of them, this guy's content. He's happy. And this is your network. So you and all of these people know each other and are chasing your dreams. But now let's say that number one here, he's a real bastard. And he's one of those people we've been talking about. He's one of those miserable people. Now the problem is that building something is hard. Creating a new reality is difficult. But it's really easy to stay where you are. And it's really easy to poke holes in other people's dreams. And so the more people that he is interacting with, the more people start becoming those negative people around you. And then pretty soon, you're overwhelmed. Instead of having one person who's a negative, you have 8. And it's really hard to have 8 miserable people telling you you're going to fail. Now, the only thing that you can do to stop one from changing all that is you got to cut him out. Because if he can't interact with you and he can't interact with all of these people, he's not going to be able to infect anyone else with his negativity. And now cutting him out can take a lot of forms. It doesn't necessarily mean you never talk to him again. Sometimes it could just mean that you don't ask his opinion on stuff, and that's fine too. But that being said, the closer you are to that person, the more you're going to be infected with that negativity. And so sometimes, if you're trying to change something, the first place you want to look is the people around you. If you ever want to be better, if you ever want to be in a situation that you're not in now, the only way to do that is to surround yourself with those people who also want to achieve something, and to find those people who want to see you fail and cut them out. Because I'm telling you from experience, it's very, very difficult to go the distance when you got an anchor tied around your leg. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.